Hello, I am Mike.
Hello, I am Lily. Welcome to English Podcast Flow.
Today's episode is the 15-minute daily English language learning routine
That's right. We're going to give you all the steps you need to follow.
to really improve your English in just a short amount of time every single day.
Yes, because we know everybody is busy.
Everybody has got a lot going on, but
You can still learn English.
absolutely, and it is so important. So we're going to give you the routine today.
So let's get started.
All right, so first up, we're going to focus on your ears.
Yeah, the first 3 minutes of your routine, you want to be focusing on listening.
For the first 3 minutes, immerse yourself in the sounds of English.
And that does not mean you have to hit the books or pull out the flashcards.
Right, this is passive listening.
Yeah, think of it as like a soundtrack to your day. While you're doing other things, you're just letting English play in the background.
Right, even if you're not actively focusing on every word.
It appears that your brain is still absorbing the sounds, the rhythm, the intonation.
It's laying the foundation.
Yes, exactly.
For all your English speaking skills. And the best part is,
There's so many ways you can do this.
there's so many easy and fun ways to fit this into your life.
You're doing it right now
That's right.
by listening to this podcast, but you can also do other things,
Absolutely.
like put on some English music in the background while you're maybe cooking dinner or getting ready in the morning, listen to the news
Absolutely. You can listen to an audiobook.
while you're tidying up your house.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So many possibilities.
And the cool thing is, you're training your ears to recognize the sounds of English.
Even if you don't understand every word yet.
Like a baby.
Yes, exactly.
That's how babies learn languages.
Just by being surrounded by those sounds.
Just by soaking it all in.
It's kind of amazing how that works.
Letting your brain just get used to the music of the language.
Yeah, get used to it so it's not so foreign.
Okay, so we've given our ears some love. What's next?
Now let's shift gears to reading.
Yeah.
You want to dedicate about 3 minutes to reading something in English.
For 3 minutes, just dive into an English text.
Anything that interests you.
Okay, so what kind of reading material should we be reaching for?
Honestly, anything you like, because if you like it, you're going to keep doing it.
Right, it's going to keep you coming back for more.
Exactly. So think about what you enjoy.
Okay.
Maybe it's news articles about a certain topic that you love.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you like to read blog posts from certain websites. Maybe
Yeah.
you like to read chapters from novels.
Right, or even just like scrolling through social media.
Yeah, and it's just read some of the posts there.
But there's always this question that comes up about new words when you're reading.
Right.
Do we stop and look up every single word?
No.
What do we do?
It appears that it is actually more beneficial to try to guess the meaning
From the context.
from the context.
Yeah.
Use the words around it to figure out what this word means. It's like solving a puzzle.
It is like solving a puzzle.
Yeah.
And then if you can't figure it out or if it seems really important,
Then you can look it up.
then you can look it up. Yeah.
Right.
So it's all about just finding that balance.
Finding that balance between keeping the flow of your reading.
Yeah, you don't want to stop every 2 seconds.
Right. You don't want to get bogged down.
Exactly.
So we've warmed up our ears with listening. We've exercised our brains with reading.
Yes.
I'm sensing a pattern. We're hitting all those essential language skills
One by one.
one at a time. What's next?
Okay, next it's time to write something.
Okay.
Even a minute or two of writing in English can make a big difference.
Okay. So I can already hear some of our listeners thinking, ugh, writing that sounds like a chore.
I know, but it doesn't have to be a big chore.
Right.
Just write a sentence or two about anything.
Like what?
Just something that pops into your mind.
Okay.
Maybe you just summarize what you read,
Uh-huh.
briefly reflect on your day.
Write a funny observation you made.
All right.
Or describe what you see outside your window.
Something simple.
Just get your fingers typing or your pen moving.
And what's so cool here is writing forces you to actively recall and utilize the language
Yes.
that you've been absorbing.
It makes you pull it out of your brain.
Yes, through listening and reading.
You got to use it.
It's like taking those words and those grammar structures for a test drive.
That's a good way to think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be grammatically perfect.
No.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about big fancy words. Just get the ideas out.
Just get your thoughts down.
In English.
In English.
Yes.
Even if they're simple and straightforward.
Simple is good.
Simple is good.
Yeah.
It's all about building confidence
Yes. And getting comfortable.
and getting comfortable with expressing yourself in writing.
Yeah. Because eventually those sentences will become paragraphs.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe stories.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe you'll write the next great novel.
Yeah, it all starts with those small, consistent steps.
So we're laying the groundwork here.
We are. All right, so we've tuned our ears with some listening, we engaged our minds with reading, and we've started expressing ourselves through writing.
I love that analogy, like building a house brick by brick.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
building a solid foundation.
Okay, so what's that next layer we're adding?
It's time for speaking.
Oh boy, this is the one that often makes language learners a little nervous.
Yeah, I know, but it's also where the magic happens.
It really is.
It appears that speaking is when you get to put all those pieces together that you've been working on,
Uh-huh.
and it helps you gain fluency, it builds your confidence, and you really start to own the language.
Absolutely. And just like with writing, you don't necessarily need a conversation partner to practice speaking.
No, you can talk to yourself.
Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
I do too.
Narrate your actions as you go about your day.
Yeah.
Describe what you see around you. Practice common phrases.
Yeah, just get those sounds out of your mouth.
Right. And studies show that even those small moments of speaking out loud help to train your mouth muscles.
Yeah, because it's physical.
Uh-huh.
Your mouth has to get used to forming those sounds.
Yeah. And it helps you get comfortable with the sounds, the rhythms of English.
The intonation.
Okay, so what are some other ways our listeners can squeeze in some speaking practice if they don't have someone to chat with?
Reading aloud is a great one.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Just pick up a book, an article, even just a random paragraph online and read it out loud.
Focus on your pronunciation and intonation.
Exactly.
Like giving yourself a little performance.
You have fun with it.
Yeah. And of course, if you do have access to a language partner, even better.
Even better. Yeah, schedule a time to chat, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning a new language.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Don't let the fear of making a mistake hold you back from speaking.
It appears that mistakes are just opportunities to learn and grow.
That's the way to look at it.
Embrace them, correct them, move forward.
The more you speak, the more confident and fluent you will become.
You got it.
Okay, so we've covered listening, reading, writing, speaking.
Hitting all bases.
We're hitting all the bases.
Yeah.
What is the final piece of this 15-minute puzzle?
It's vocabulary time.
Okay.
Take just a minute or two to learn one new word.
Just one word.
Just one word.
That seems almost too simple.
It does, but think about it. One word a day is 365 words a year.
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words.
I'm convinced. But how do we make sure that that one word sticks in our brain?
It appears that engaging with that word in multiple ways is the key.
Like what?
So write it down
Okay.
in a notebook, on a flashcard, something like that.
Got it.
Say it out loud.
Okay.
Emphasize the pronunciation.
Uh,
Look up the definition. Look up example sentences.
understand its meaning and usage,
And then try to use it in your own sentence.
even if it's a silly one.
Even if it's silly, yeah.
So it's not just about memorizing a definition. It's about interacting with that word.
Exactly. Make it your own. Have fun with it.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
How about the word improve?
Okay, improve.
What are some ways that we can use this word in a sentence?
We could say, I want to improve my English speaking skills.
Right.
Or, this new routine is helping me improve my vocabulary every day.
Perfect. Look at that.
You did it.
Easy peasy.
That's not so hard.
So easy to incorporate new words into our daily conversations.
Even when you're just talking to yourself.
Okay, so we got our listening, reading, writing, speaking, and vocabulary all covered.
We did it.
What is the final step in this amazingly efficient 15-minute routine?
Review.
Okay,
Take the last 3 minutes to go back over what you learned.
so it's like hitting the rewind button on our learning.
Exactly.
Give our brains a chance to really absorb everything.
It appears that going back over it, it helps to move it from short-term memory to long-term memory.
It's like reviewing notes after a class. Or practicing a song after you've learned the chords.
Exactly. Repetition helps to solidify that knowledge.
So what would this look like in our routine?
So maybe you listen again to that podcast or audio clip you started with.
Yeah.
Maybe you reread that article or chapter that you enjoyed.
Okay.
Maybe you just quiz yourself on the new vocab word that you learned.
This reminds me of the concept of spaced repetition.
Yes.
I remember learning about that in a psychology class years ago.
It's a real thing.
It's the idea that reviewing material at spaced intervals helps to make it stick
It really does.
in your long-term memory.
It appears that it's a proven technique, and it fits perfectly into our 15-minute routine.
Okay, so we've laid out all the steps of our 15-minute routine in detail.
We have.
It's comprehensive, it's efficient, it's easy to follow.
Yeah.
But I know some of our listeners might be wondering, will this really work?
Right.
Is 15 minutes a day really enough to make a difference?
That's a good question, and I understand the skepticism. But I believe that consistency is key when it comes to language learning.
It really is.
And this routine makes it so easy to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Just 15 minutes every day can lead to huge progress.
Think about it. We all have 15 minutes to spare.
We all do.
We can easily carve out that time from our busy schedules.
Especially when we think about how much time we spend
On other things.
on other things like scrolling social media.
Or watching TV.
Yes, exactly.
It appears that it's all about prioritizing.
Prioritizing your learning, making it a non-negotiable part of your day.
And remember, this 15-minute routine is just a starting point.
Yeah, it's like a foundation.
As you get more comfortable, you can add more time.
Or incorporate other activities.
Right, or change up the activities.
Exactly.
It's all about building that solid foundation and then gradually expanding from there.
Yeah, start small and grow.
I love that.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. And speaking of exciting things,
Yes.
we have some bonus tips to share.
Yes, to help make this routine even more effective and enjoyable.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm all ears. I'm always looking for ways to make language learning fun and engaging.
Okay, well, tip number 1 is to think about your interests.
Okay.
Studies show that when you're genuinely interested in something, you learn it so much easier.
Right. It's like that saying time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
Right. So if you're passionate about cooking, watch cooking shows in English.
Yeah.
If you're a history buff, dive into some historical novels or documentaries.
Find something you love.
Right. Use English to explore that thing you love.
Exactly, and you'll be more motivated to keep learning.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay, tip number 2 is to use those little pockets of time that we all have.
Oh, I need to work on this.
Me too, we all do.
We all have those little moments when we're waiting in line,
Yeah,
commuting, taking a break.
just those downtime moments.
Turn those moments into mini learning opportunities.
It appears that instead of scrolling on your phone, listen to a podcast.
Right. Or review some flashcards.
Practice speaking.
Just talk to yourself in English.
Yeah,
Love it.
it all adds up.
Okay, and the final tip, and this is so crucial,
Yes.
embrace mistakes.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
I know it can be tempting to want to be perfect,
Of course.
but making mistakes is actually how we learn and grow.
It's true.
It really is.
It appears that when you make a mistake, you're getting feedback.
Yeah.
That tells you what you need to work on.
Exactly. And remember, everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody, even native speakers, make mistakes.
Absolutely. So don't let those mistakes discourage you.
No, use them as opportunities to learn and improve.
So give us an example.
Okay, so let's say you're speaking and you stumble over a word.
Happens to me all the time.
It happens to all of us. Don't give up. Just take a deep breath, try again, or ask for help.
Ask for clarification.
Yeah,
Or if you make a mistake in writing, don't beat yourself up.
just correct it and move on.
The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make.
You got it.
It's all about being kind to ourselves and focusing on progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
I love that.
Remember, language learning is a journey,
It's a journey.
and it's meant to be enjoyed, so embrace the challenges
Celebrate the successes.
and have fun along the way.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground today,
Hmm.
from the specific steps of our 15-minute routine to some fantastic bonus tips
Yeah.
for making the most of your language learning journey. But before we wrap up,
Yes.
I think it'd be fun to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay. I have one.
Okay, lay it on us.
How can you personalize this 15-minute routine to make it truly your own?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, because it appears that we're all different. We all learn in different ways.
It's all about figuring out what works best for you and your learning style.
Exactly. So maybe you love to listen to podcasts while you walk.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you really like to write in a journal before bed.
Yeah, find what works for you.
Experiment and see what clicks.
And remember, there's no one right way to learn a language.
No.
What matters most is finding a routine that you can stick with
That you enjoy.
and that brings you closer to your language goals.
Exactly.
Love it.
So I encourage you to take what you've learned today
Yeah.
and adapt it to your own needs and preferences.
Make it your own. Have fun with it.
And watch your English skills improve.
That is a fantastic note to end on.
It is.
I'm feeling inspired.
Me too.
I'm ready to go revamp my own language learning routine.
I hope our listeners are feeling motivated to try out this 15-minute routine.
Yes.
Because remember, even small steps taken consistently can lead to big results.
So start small, stay consistent, believe in yourself, you got this.
You got this.
And we'll be back next week with another episode packed with language learning tips and insights.
Until then, happy learning.
Happy learning, everyone.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. So we're wrapping up our talk about creating a 15-minute daily English learning routine.
That fits into your busy life.
We've covered all the steps, some bonus tips.
Right.
But, I think there are a few more things that we can share
Oh, good. I love it.
to really help our listener.
What else can we do to make this routine even more impactful?
Okay, well, one thing is to think about your environment.
Okay, our environment.
And it appears that creating a really supportive and immersive learning environment can make a big difference.
Even if you're not living in an English-speaking country.
Especially if you're not living in an English-speaking country.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What do you mean by a supportive learning environment?
Well, it's all about surrounding yourself with things that encourage you
Okay.
to use English to engage with the language. So that could be finding a language exchange partner, someone to practice speaking with.
Right.
You could join like an online community of English learners
Okay.
where you can share resources and support each other.
I love that, yeah.
Or even just something as simple as decorating your workspace with inspiring quotes or images.
That remind you of your language goals.
Yeah,
So it's almost like creating a little English-speaking bubble
it is.
in your own little world.
Even if you're not physically in an English-speaking country.
I love that. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate or expensive.
Oh, not at all.
Just small changes.
Small changes can make a big difference.
Give us some examples.
Okay, so you could change the language settings
Uh-huh.
on your phone or your computer to English.
Okay.
You could start following English language social media accounts.
Right. Get that exposure.
Yeah, to authentic language use.
And speaking of social media can actually be a really powerful tool for language learning.
It can be, yeah. I mean, it can be a distraction, but it can also be a really useful tool.
How so?
Well, you can connect with other learners.
From around the world?
You can find interesting content to read and listen to.
Yeah.
And you can practice your writing skills.
Oh, by leaving comments and engaging in discussions. I love that, like, turning something that we often think of as a distraction
right.
into a valuable learning resource.
Turn it into a positive.
And here's another tip. Don't be afraid to experiment
Yes.
with different learning methods and resources.
Because what works for one person might not work for another.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what clicks
Exactly.
with your learning style and your preferences.
It appears that some people learn best visually.
Right.
They love images and diagrams. Some people are auditory learners.
Right. They learn best through listening.
Through listening, yeah.
And then we've got those kinesthetic learners.
They want to move. They want to do things.
Hands-on.
Hands-on, yeah.
So try out different approaches.
Flashcards, apps, online courses, games. See what you like.
And don't forget to celebrate your progress.
Yes.
No matter how small.
Celebrate those wins.
Right. Each step forward is a victory worth acknowledging.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Reward yourself
Reward yourself.
for your hard work.
Yeah, it appears that it could be something small like watching a movie in English
Uh-huh.
or buying yourself a new book that you've been wanting to read.
And most importantly, never give up
You never give up.
on your language learning journey.
It's a journey.
There will be challenges. There will be moments of frustration.
There will be.
But the rewards are so worth it.
The rewards are huge.
Like-
Yeah.
It's a process.
It takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience.
It really does.
But it appears that one of the most rewarding things about language learning is the connections that you can make.
Oh, the connections.
Yeah, connecting with people from different cultures.
Broadening your horizons.
Yes,
Absolutely. And remember, we're all in this together.
we are.
So if you're ever feeling stuck, reach out.
Reach out. We're here to help.
Don't hesitate to reach out to our community here at English Podcast Flow.
Yeah, we have a great online forum
We do. It's fantastic.
where you can connect with other learners, share tips and resources.
Get that support and encouragement that you need.
It's a really vibrant community with learners of all levels.
love that.
Where you can celebrate your successes, share your struggles, and just motivate each other.
It's amazing to see how people from all walks of life,
Yeah,
united by this passion for language learning,
it is. It's really inspiring.
can create such a positive and impactful community.
It really is.
So with that, I think it's time to wrap up this episode.
I think so too.
We have explored the ins and outs of creating a 15-minute daily English learning routine.
That's efficient, that's enjoyable, and that hopefully you can stick with.
Remember, even small steps taken consistently can lead to big results.
Yeah, you don't need to do hours and hours a day.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, it's enough.
That's all you need. Just start small, Stay consistent.
Believe in yourself. You can do this.
You've got this fluency is within your reach.
It is.
So thank you for joining us on this journey
We hope you've enjoyed it.
into the world of language learning.
And we hope that you feel inspired to create your own 15-minute routine.
Yes, we'll be back next week with another episode
Filled with even more tips and strategies.
to help you on your language learning adventure.
Until then, happy learning.
Happy learning, everyone.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and reach more English learners like you. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new episode, and by liking the video, you're letting us know you want more helpful content. Thank you for your support. It means so much to us.